Thanks to AI, you can do more today without knowing how to code than ever before. And in this video, I'm going to be demonstrating Zite, one of our favorite tools in the vibe coding space. We're going to be taking a look at how you can stand up a very simple landing page in Zite within moments. Just a little bit of clever prompting and you'll be on your way to building your own lead magnets so that you can grow your brands and your online presence. So if you're ready to learn more about this without breaking the bank, stick around and let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Gareth and this is Gap Consulting. It's our mission to help you unlock the full potential from no-code tools and AI. And in this video, we're going to be diving into one of our favorite tools called Zite. Now, quick history lesson before we get into it. If you've never used Zite before, if you've never heard about it, I can appreciate that you might have a little bit of trepidation about picking up yet another tool. Because I feel like, at least for my inbox, there are 2 or 3 new AI tools coming out every day asking me to give them a try. The history behind Zite is actually that they came from a company called Fillout. Fillout was within this no-code space for quite a long time, and they were the superior form tool for the last 3 to 5 years. Fillout offers a very robust form solution or form software. It includes scheduling, it includes a lot of conditional logic, and to be perfectly frank, we were integrating Fillout forms in practically every software that we were building. And now Fillout has pivoted to include Zite, which is their incredible vibe coding tool. It does it all from the back end to the front end, and we're going to demo it here in this video. But before we jump into the actual video, I first want to invite you to join us for a strategy call. Our team makes their time available to you. You can swing on by and schedule a free 20-minute call with someone on our team, and we can talk through wherever you're stuck, whatever you're considering, and help put you on a good, solid path to build your next no-code and AI project. So go ahead and sign up at gapconsulting.io/strategy-call and get your free 20-minute inquiry in the books. But without further ado, let's fly back now into Zite. And if you haven't already signed up for Zite, please use the affiliate link that we share wherever you found this video. It's a great way for you to show some love back to the channel. We greatly appreciate it. Now, if you've used any AI tools at all, you know that 2 things matter probably more than anything else when using AI. Number 1, how well are you prompting? And number 2, what model are you using? So if you are not accustomed to AI yet, please always put extra time into your prompt, define what it is you want to actually accomplish, and then make sure that you're using the best model available that will get the job done for you. So we're in Zite, and we've said we're going to create a new Zite. This is where I've started. So our example here is to build a landing page. We are trying to put together a really simple landing page that takes name and email information, and then when somebody submits that information, sends it somewhere useful. So here's the prompt that I've already started us out with. I tell Zite exactly what we're doing. We're building that simple landing page specifically for email opt-ins, and I'm defining as much as I can without being too detailed. So I'm saying, look, we're a consulting company. We offer a crash course. Visitors are going to come to the page. We want to take name and email. From there, we're going to send the information to our email service provider, which in this example is ConvertKit. ConvertKit will send will record the new email subscriber. I should edit that, and attach them to the opt-in sequence so they receive the emails. So the email magic is going to happen behind the scenes. What we want Zite to do is build this site for us. And then I'm really calling out the detail that we want because branding is everything. And Zite is actually in the works on new features to make branding even easier. But for now, it's pretty simple and straightforward, even with some prompts. So I'm calling this out specifically because I want the site to look good from the very beginning, and I want it to be on brand for our organization. So I've attached our logo here, and I do that just by hitting plus here and uploading an attachment. And then also, you'll remember that I said the other thing, we've got prompt and we've got the model. make sure that you're using the best model that makes sense for you. I toggle off the auto and I go to Zite Max every time. Yes, it's going to use more credits, but I'm giving it a lot to do. Now, the other thing is I'm calling out the theme that I want Zite to build for us. And so I want there to be some interaction here. We need to go back and forth and develop a theme together before we actually spin up this landing page. So I've shared our logo. I've told Zite what our primary color is. And I'm saying, hey, let's discuss this theme before you implement it. And so to echo that thought, I'm also going to turn on Planet. This allows you to kind of work with Zite before you actually start building something. So I strongly recommend doing this anytime you're starting out if you don't have an exact plan in mind that you want to build. So let's plan it. We're going to hit Planet and we're going to see what Zite does. So again, remember, we started with our really detailed prompt and we made sure to use a great model within AI. And here's what Zite is going to do. Now, hopefully we get some questions back. We can do a little bit of interaction with the AI. And so we're going to pause here and let it do some thinking. We'll come back when it's ready. So Zite came back with its first prompt actually pretty much immediately after that. And what it says is, hey, you've got a strong color as your primary. You've already got some yellow in your logo as well. Here's what I'm recommending. And so it's pulling out all of the different colors and putting together a plan. Now, unfortunately, I can't actually see this right here. It would be better, and maybe in the future, we'll be able to actually see it. But for now, I'm just going to trust Zite, at least up until this point, and say, this is great. Let's go with it. And let's see if any additional questions come in. It looks like maybe that was just the only question for now. Now we're going to pause again, and we'll come back in a couple minutes when Zite has finished its next round. So Zite has finished thinking, and here is the cool part about using the Plan It feature instead of just going right into build mode. What Zite does is it puts together the instructions that it's going to go forward with. So this is the plan that we've created now. And it was created because we went back and forth with Zite. We had a little bit of interaction, not a ton. And this is going to be executed if we say build plan, but we don't have to. Of course, we can come in here and just do edits right in line. If we don't like this accent color because we look it up and it's not our favorite, we can go do something else instead. We can, make a bunch of changes to everything here however we would like. But we're going to trust Zite now that we've gone through the Plan It phase, and let's build the plan and see what it spins up. So Zite is almost done running this latest plan, but it did pause because it's asking us for access to ConvertKit. And so ConvertKit is the email service provider that we said that we would interact with. So Zite is not only building the landing page as itself, it's also coming and saying, hey, look, I'm going to put together a workflow so that when somebody fills out the form, we can then communicate this information with ConvertKit. Now, if I really wanted to do this, I would go to ConvertKit, grab the API secret key, and bring it in here, and then tell Zite how to integrate with ConvertKit. But for our example, I'm just going to skip this, and we can imagine the whole integration part on the back end, because of course, the shining point of this video is to see how Zite works. And so we don't need to get into the weeds on the integration, although if you have questions about that, we can always address it in a future video. So now, again, we're getting more questions about Zite and ConvertKit. We're going to keep skipping these. This one was for the form ID. So in this particular case, we skipped not only the secret key to ConvertKit, but also the form ID, because you can have several different forms in most email service providers, and it wants to make sure that it knows how you want to integrate your site. So here we go. Not bad, not great, because the logo is completely washed out here at the top, because it's putting the color of the logo on the same background, so that doesn't really work. But check out this landing page. I mean, that's pretty clean. All in all, it's doing pretty good work. It's saying what you'll learn: build databases, automate the busy work, collaborate, and practical step-by-step. Honestly, that's pretty much exactly what the Airtable Crash Course, that's one of our opt-in lead magnets that we have as a company. That is pretty much what it does. So Zite has done a great job of summarizing, what it is. It's got this nice little arrow here. That's a cool visual. Again, I would need to clean this up. and I will, but you'll see here that we've got the ability to just capture the information and send me the course. So this is a great landing page. Of course, we could make improvements, and that's the whole point of vibe coding. So let's actually put that into motion so that we can not only show how quickly something comes together, but also how to iterate on it and improve it. So what I'm going to do is click on Edit here in the upper right, and I can just click an area and just say, hey, this container is washed out. So I'll do that. This logo gets washed out due to the fact that the background is the same color. Can we work on this design to help the logo stand out? Now, this isn't the best prompt that I've ever written, but I hope it gets the job done. Let's go ahead and send that in. So you'll notice, again, I clicked on edit. I told Zite exactly where I was, worried or where I was concerned. And let's see what changes it makes here. Okay, so, maybe another 10, 15 seconds, and here's what we have. Obviously, the logo is doing much better job now. I wish there were more contrast on the page. I might then go and add some darker color here to kind of balance this all out. But all in all, again, it's doing a pretty good job. And the fact that I haven't had to open any design tools myself to build any of this is mind-blowing. So what's the next part? Well, the other components to Zite that you should know about, of course, are the workflows. This is the workflow or the automation process that was also created when somebody submits our form. And so you see the input. This is the input. We get a first name and an email. And then what happens? We have a success, and then we send the success message. Where does it go from there? To a webhook to ConvertKit. Let's see what that is. And we've got the webhook details here. And of course, we would need to bring in our actual form ID and our actual ConvertKit secret API key. Once we have that, though, this workflow is already built for us. And then, of course, also a filter here, just in case there's any kind of error. But I mean, amazing stuff, right? No code at all. And the fact is, we just generated all of this with a prompt. And so we can already start generating new leads for our new concept. Now, once we're done here, of course, we need to publish. And the other thing I would strongly recommend is that you ask Zite to save these design settings. And they are usually here in design mode. You can see our custom theme here. This theme was created for us, and all of the colors, the primary colors, the secondary colors, all of the colors, the way that everything happens, the font that we're going to use, this is the theme for the website or for any additional applications that we build inside of this particular project. And so the value here is we don't have to do any of that branding a second time. We've already built our first landing page. If we start building additional landing pages or more complicated apps within the same solution, then the same theme is going to apply by default. Of course, we can override that, but the best part is we don't have to go back and reiterate and repeat ourselves. So that's how quick and easy it is to set up a new web page in Zite. And I'm starting to notice more and more of our clients going here to build web pages and saving hundreds of dollars from traditional web designers. And of course, it comes together faster and easier than ever before. Now, the last thing I would call out here is you need to have analytics for any web page that you're working on. And so I would recommend having a chat with Zite about analytics. So let's say, how can I set up analytics to track traffic? And we're going to put this in plan mode, or we could do it in chat, actually. Let's send that through. So this is where in chat mode, we're having a conversation with the AI that does not necessarily equate to building something. And so Zite is already just checking out the editor guide and it's saying, hey, look, we've got built-in analytics, no extra setup. Once we publish the app, go to the share, and then at the bottom, we'll see the analytics link. So let's actually check that out. We'll go ahead and publish. So once we're published, then we can click analytics here, and this is going to show us the number of page views, the number of visitors, views per session, etc. Now, one thing you'll notice is we do not have yet the Google Analytics. So if you want to track conversions and things like that, where you see how many people who came to this landing page actually went to the thank you page, which is, a slightly more advanced form of an opt-in, you can build that We don't yet have the Google Analytics, but that is yet another feature that is coming from Zite and will be here within a few weeks. So get ready to roll up your sleeves and build web pages faster than ever before. Check out Zite. And if you have any questions that we did not address, swing by the website because we've put a ton of resources together for you there. I'll share links wherever you found this video. That's it for this one. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. But of course, the most important thing, keep on building.